Okay, when I was booking, there was a bit of confusion as to where the bungalows were exactly. Now that's the main block there. The large block where the more expensive rooms are there. Obviously the other side of that faces out onto the pool. Right down there is Lulu's restaurant and bar, and obviously there's the main block there, the main food block. Now the only bungalows that I can see on the whole estate, and we've been here 3 or 4 days, are these. Now these originally showed up as being coloured bungalows with a bit like chalets really, with a diagonal roof. That's now changed. This has obviously been refurbished completely. So whether these compartments here have been rebuilt completely or it's just been re-roofed and they've now got flat roofs, I don't know, but as far as I'm aware, these are the only bungalows in the whole estate, as it were. There are photographs on the internet of these, as I say, with coloured fronts. That's all changed now, so we have to assume that they were refurbished at some point, rebuilt. And the car park is literally just there. So if there's any confusion, there should not be. These are the only bungalows on the estate, and to be absolutely honest with you, we like them very much. We would prefer, and we indeed have got one of these, we are much happier here than we would be in the main block. For starters, it's very, very quiet. There is a road going back and forth, but we just don't hear it. The noise from the wildlife noises, the crickets and tree frogs, you don't hear them either, really, not once in the rooms. You do hear them out the back, which is where the bathrooms are, but generally you don't hear. It's very, very quiet. These are the places, for me, I would always recommend people take the bungalows, which ironically are the cheapest accommodation here. It is the cheapest accommodation. I would thoroughly recommend them. There's the car park there, and you walk through there to get to the main block and the reception. Okay, so walking down from the bungalows, at the bottom here you have the coffee and cookie shop. They have cookies and cakes and stuff and limitless coffees from about 9 o'clock in the morning, something like that. You pan round here. Here we have, as mentioned earlier, here's Lulu's restaurant and bar. It's just for snacks really at lunchtime, and countless drinks, smoothies, you name it. Great guys there. Come around here. Here's the main upper pool, as they call it. This is where they have the barbecue nights. Very, very nice place to be. And there's a meeting going on. I don't know what sort of meeting that is, but it sounds exciting. I come along by the side of the pool here, and this now looks down into the larger garden, which used to be just a garden, but they've now put a nice pool there. So there's your second pool down there. It tends to be very quiet. Sometimes people have their own music playing, which can be a bit annoying if you just want a really, really quiet place to be. And obviously this is the main block, more expensive block that overlooks that pool. But in fairness, as I mentioned earlier, we prefer to have the bungalows. We find them much more comfortable, quiet, and more relaxing. Obviously that's the restaurants there. Got the veranda and the upper bar right at the top there, but in fairness, in all the time we've been here, it doesn't seem to be used. Whether it's too quiet for them to open it, I don't know. So that's it on this little video. Geez, what sort of meeting are they having in there? That's the sort of meeting I wish I was involved with. Okay, so that's the main road, for lack of a better word. That's the road that brings you into Bellevue. There's a security there. Free little car park out the back here, where obviously upon your arrival is the first place you'll go. Into the main reception, which is just coming up there. Got Castries over there. That look nice. Here we go. Into the main reception. Past our little jalopy. Swear a message came up on the dash to say this hill is too steep for me. But there you go, in we go to reception. Nice reception area. Main restaurant down there. The Veranda, as they call it. Very nice. Here's the main reception. There you go. Everyone's happy here. This is the area they take you in initially, just while you're signing paperwork and going through some rules and regulations. Very nice. You can walk straight across the reception. So that's a rooftop bar up there that hasn't really been open. I think it's just no one really wants to use it, so they've not tended to open it. And here's another way to get into the main Veranda restaurant. Great views of the lower pool and the city of Castries. Once again, looking back at the main block, main accommodation block. There's the pool, lower pool. We're just slowly panning around. Caribbean Sea's out there. We'll come around the corner here. We can look back up at the Veranda, which is up there where we were a few minutes ago. We can come around here to a little patio area. Now over there below the Veranda is the gym. That's on the right there. So they've got a fair amount of equipment in there. Me not being a gym bunny, I don't spend hardly any time in there. But it's nice and pleasant. It's got air conditioning, some rowing machines and what have you. Let's go and have a look. I'll show you. For the gym people amongst us. I'm assuming it's open, it might not be, let's see. There you go. There's a mirror so you can watch yourself kill yourself. So equipment there. A couple of running machines. And a row machine right over the back. And obviously just general weights there. It's supposed to have 2 air conditioning units, but one is out of order. Right, here we go. We can come out. Try not to trip over the step. Ooh. Once more, lovely view of Castries. A secret door there, I don't know where that goes. Oh, that's the office, there you go. nighttime view of Castries. We will continue the tour. So, gym just below the Veranda restaurant, which is above us here. Up dim stairs, there you go. Right, we continue. Back to the little seating area that we had earlier. Ooh, there we go. It's late at night, so I shall take a bit of a gamble and hope to not get bitten by the mosquitoes, although I've got to say we've been here 4 days thus far and I haven't been bitten once. And it's not because of the £600 worth of anti-midgie cream that I've been using. Nice little walk down here, down the bumps. Ooh. Hope my eyesight's okay, because as you see it's a little bit tricky. Right, here we go. Hopefully get a nice shot looking back at the veranda here. There you go. Beautiful, huh? Right, down we go. There are videos on YouTube already filmed during the daytime, and I thought with my snazzy Galaxy S23, whatever it is, I'll try some nighttime tour, or a nighttime tour. There's some homegrown vegetables and salad stuff and what have you over there. They lost some banana trees over the last few days, unfortunately. That's not to say someone stole them, that's to say that they got blown down. We had a storm here a few days ago, and unfortunately several banana trees bit the dust. We're here towards the end of June 23, and to be absolutely honest with you, it's quiet. I got the impression that the place was fully booked out, but people don't tend to spend much time down by the pools for some reason. They may be out on tours or boat trips or what have you, but we've had no problem getting seats if we want them. As you can see, there's a few parasols which are nice if you don't like the sun, and we can look back up there at the Veranda restaurant once again. Very nice. We might as well continue through here on this little walkway. This is a nice little section to stay in for the day. It's completely covered over. Nice seats, got tables, protected from the sun. And you've got nice views as well. There's a nice view here looking down into Castries, or the northern side of Castries, I suppose. Very, very nice. And sadly down there are the dead bananas. Bananas that didn't make the storm, unfortunately. Now by the side of the lower pool, you've got a toilet block there. Although they say men and women both are exactly the same as each other. There's no urinals, they've both just got single seat and hand wash, so you don't necessarily have to wait for the ladies or the gents to become available. They really should just say unisex, but there you go. Also on the other side of that block you have washrooms, and there's actually a shower. I believe the shower is just down that little path there, and it's on the back of those, because they do rather like you to shower before you go into the water. Not too sure why, just one of those things they like you to do, and needless to say hardly anybody does. Here you go, looking back at the veranda once again. Right there is the little hut drinks hut. They have ice, don't know where the ice comes from, but it just magically seems to appear. Carlsberg, I believe it's there. Not that I'm a drinker, but yeah, you got beer there, water, got wines in that fridge, and you got obviously soft drinks, which in fairness, soda is more or less Coca-Cola, period. That's all they tend to have out these machines. But I say that's your drink station, so you don't have to go too far, and it's completely self-service, so you can have as much or as little as you want. Nice little cabana-y type things where you can go and chill, or in my case fall asleep for the rest of the day if I ever went into one. It happens when you reach my sort of age. Come back up the stairs. Oh, so we've kind of done a complete circle now, really. Oh. As we come along this path. Sorry for the long walk, but I'm not into jogging. So these, I think, are what they call the garden view bungalows, the lower ones, or the garden view rooms. But these are not the cheapest ones. You have the bungalows, which are upstairs, and the garden view rooms. So these are the garden view rooms, with the rest of the hotel obviously sitting above it. So don't get confused between garden view, which is what these are, and the garden bungalows, which are the ones upstairs, which we are in. And as I say, ironically, we think it's by far the best choice, just purely because it's quiet. Haven't fallen down these stairs yet, but we've got over a week to go yet, so we've got plenty of time. Hark at the tree frogs, apparently that is. Crickets and tree frogs. Which is a bit ironic because we haven't seen any frogs. So we're now coming back up towards Lulu's bar and restaurant, with the upper pool just on my right hand side. There you go. Okay, well I'll leave you there because it's time for bed for me. Us old folk need our bedtimes and our sleep. So as I say, we're going back up from the pool to the bungalows. That one there is which is the room we're in. That's number 12. So if you are able to send an email in and you have a preference, 12 is a very useful room to have, because it's right on the end, close to everything, but just far enough to not be noisy. Once again, these are the others. So these are the cheap suites. These are the initial ones. But as I've mentioned more than once, we feel they're the best ones to have. Hope you enjoyed the video. Right, it's currently Caribbean night, where it's held outside here, outside the Lulu's, and I'll just give you a quick tour upstairs of the canteen, oh sorry, canteen, that's a terrible thing to say, the Veranda restaurant. It's basically straight up the stairs. Obviously, which is back to reception again, which is over there. Come round. And this is where you can have breakfast, lunch and dinner. You can book separately for the restaurant. Personally, we haven't. I suppose the beauty of that is logically it's air conditioned and it's nice and quiet in there. But generally we have eaten out in the Veranda restaurant here. There's the main bar over there. Come around, we'll follow the veranda round. There you go. It's lovely out here in the morning having breakfast, or in the evening just sitting there as it gets dark. It's really nice. Now all the food is prepared and left for you in this area. This is actually a completely air conditioned room. It's always cold in there, so the food is always kept cold and fresh. It's very nice. Breakfast over there normally, and then that's down this wall here is where the beans and the sausages and the bacon are and what have you. It's really nice. You can come right down to the very end here, and as you can see, you're looking over the city of the town of Castries, call it what you will. Very pretty. Also with the constant chorus of tree frogs and crickets in the background. You can't do anything about that here. They're everywhere. We call this the gecko wall because quite often the geckos climb around here trying to catch the flies, and as you can see there's one little one up there. You must be disappointed because there's not many around today. He's just waiting. They're very slow. They just slowly creep up on the flies and yump, grab them. So again, coming back through to the veranda. And we can turn right here, which ultimately walks back down towards the reception. And as you can see, beyond is the car park. Past reception, to the left. Hi. So we've gone round in a big square, and up here is the rooftop bar. It doesn't tend to get used that much, unfortunately. I think it's just because there's not enough people really to use it up here. It's about as high as you get in the hotel, apart from in the main block, of course. There's a bar in the corner. You can only just see it, there's not much light up here. And once again, from the rooftop bar here, you can look over over Castries. There you go.